All right, David, you mentioned in your video DeepMind, OpenAI, Microsoft, Oxford, global AI research and regulation is coming, that you are deeply optimistic about the future of AI. So, my question to you is why? But I also know that you are not saying that AI is a salvation fantasy or the false promise of utopia and so forth. So I know that you've actually discussed this idea in two different videos, I think it was. But why do you feel optimistic at the same time saying that AI isn't a salvation fantasy? So I think
Hmm.
you believe in more of an AI balance. And correct me if I'm wrong, but why?
Yeah, great question. And thanks for asking that one. Yeah, so first, the reason that I'm optimistic is because there are no problems that have been posited or proposed or discovered or theorized that are not solvable. And this is part of just how science works is you publish a paper, you read a paper, there's a problem and it seems unsolvable. But I haven't seen any evidence that any of the problems before us, are beyond our capability to solve. And that includes some of the risks, right? Whether it's a regulatory risk or an existential risk or whatever. I don't see any reason that the problems that have been outlined, discovered, and even some of the unknown unknowns that crop up. As as a career problem solver, I don't see anything that is intrinsically unsolvable. So that's why I'm so optimistic. Now, at the same time, the idea of what's called a salvation fantasy or a utopian narrative is the idea that the ends justify the means. That some people might have a vision, their personal vision of the future of how it should be or how it could be or how it ought to be, and what can happen. And this is just a cognitive bias that people have. I've been subject to it, and I'm sure every business leader has been subject to it, where you envision an outcome that you want, and you forget to pay attention to right now. And that's the primary thing. And there's a business philosophy out there called long-termism. Elon Musk is a long-termist, and this is one of the primary criticisms I have. Not that it's intrinsically a bad idea, but if you spend too much time with your head in the future, it's called future surfing, then you forget about the present. And so this is why I always urge caution about utopian narratives and salvation fantasies, because yes, the future almost certainly will be better if we do things right. But that means that everything that you do today, one step at a time, also has to be the right thing to do. There's a turn of phrase that I learned. It's called just do the next right thing. Whatever your long-term goal is, whatever problems you're facing, whatever you're afraid of, just keep your feet where you're at right now today, and just do the next right thing. And eventually, one step after another, you'll get to a better place. And so that's why I urge caution against utopian narratives or kind of putting the cart before the horse.